guys, welcome to this really special episode of Chat with Nat. I know I say this every week, but stay with me. This is a really, really special episode. I have with me the CEO of Uhuru Botanicals, Neo Mkwebane-Chatyoka. I hope I'm saying Chatyoka right.
You have. Yeah.
And I'm so excited to speak to Neo because Neo owns Uhuru Botanicals, which is a company that has a skincare range and so much more. She will tell us what she does. I met Neo a few months ago at a friend's event, and she held a class where she was showing us how to formulate butter. And I was like, wow, I want to speak to someone like her, someone who looks like me, well, I want to be as beautiful as Neo, but I'm claiming it, right? But someone that I felt like I could relate to and, who's starting a skincare range. I mean, how many people do I know who actually have their own skincare ranges? Not many people. So I'm really excited to have Neo here. And I'm going to, first of all, Neo, how are you?
I'm well, thank you very much, Nathan. Thank you very much for having me here. Thank you for that introduction.
Thank you for your time. So you're here, we can see the Coat Lab, Uhuru Botanicals, it looks very sciencey. Like I came here and I was like, oh my God, like all this equipment and everything. So I'm going to start off with like the very boring sort of question, someone who's like watching and thinking, oh, what is Uhuru Botanicals? I've not heard of it. Like, what is it? So yeah. Well, what is it? Yeah.
So Uhuru Botanical, look at me not knowing my brand. So Uhuru Botanical was first launched in 2017. So it came about after I struggled really to find a skincare product that worked well for my daughter's skin. Yeah. So my daughter was struggling with eczema at the time, very dry skin. From when she was born, really straight away, the GP told us that, she's got dry skin, she will be struggling with eczema, this is what you need to use. Yeah. So I tried using the different creams which were out there, but nothing really worked well for her skin. So I decided then to start researching about natural skincare products. I came across someone who was making products online, and I thought to myself, I didn't know you can actually make your own skincare products. I've always had this thing that products are made by science, a man in a science lab and wearing a white coat. But really, I didn't know that you can actually learn how to formulate and you can create your own product using natural ingredients. And that's how we started. And from then onwards, the brand has grown from, strength to strength. We've got more skincare products and haircare products now as well.
Yeah. So tell me, so I understand sort of like, the rationale and, your daughter having eczema and then you looking into it. Like, how did you then say, I want this to be a business, like, was that, because I'm getting from you that wasn't the sort of like initial thought, like, so when did that happen where you're like, oh, I'm onto something here,
I think that started after I made the first product, which was a body balm, which I used on my daughter's skin. And realized actually this works, because from when I started using that balm, I'd never used any other cream from the GP, all the prescribed medications went straight into the bin. And I started using this balm and it worked. And I thought to myself, oh, I know so many parents out there who are struggling we've got children who are struggling with eczema. I need to see if maybe I can help them by, producing more of this product. And then hopefully, that would help their children as well. So I got a lot of moms to try it out. And some came back and said, what, if this is working for my child, I think I'll probably order some more or get some more. I was like, oh, okay, this actually, I might be onto something here. I might need to now look at how can I make it a business. And then started looking at how to register a business, because I don't have, family members who've got businesses. I've got no business background. I had no knowledge at all on how to start a business. But I thought I'm going to teach myself on how to run a business and what you need and so on. So I started there. I started researching about registering a business, how to get your products tested. That whole process, went through that process on my first product. And then from then onwards, that's when I started then, selling the products on the market. And
wow, that's interesting. So I'll come back to that because I'm really interested in the whole product line, but I wanted sort of like to take it all the way back. So I know you're from South Africa. I'm asking, I don't know if you followed the Lady Hussey question. It was like, where are you from?
Well, I did. I know that was a big thing. That was a big
So I'm going to do that. Like, so
where are you from?
Yeah, no, so I just wanted to kind of understand sort of like just the background from you being in South Africa. That when did you move to the United Kingdom, and just what were you doing in SA? Is there anything that indicated to you that you would be doing what you're doing now when you're back home?
I love it when people ask me that question because it brings such so many fond memories about home. So I would say I grew up in I lived in the city in Johannesburg. But really, my holidays were spent at my grandmother's house where she lived in the rural areas, obviously in the countryside, would say in England, where all you see is just nature. You run in the nature, you're eating insects, you're running the dust and all that fun, that freedom that you get when you're out in nature. I enjoyed that as a child. That's where I kind of grew up because I used to spend all my school holidays there. So I think that nature and then connecting it to natural products, I think it all somehow connected when I was then thinking about what to do about my daughter's skin. It all kind of came to me that, maybe if I research more into natural ingredients, or maybe I might come up with something there. So in South Africa, I grew up there, born and bred in South Africa. I went to high school and everything. Then I came to England when I was 18. So I only came here because my mom had moved to England before me to work as a social worker. So I was coming here to join her, really, which is not something I really wanted to do, but I was kind of forced into it. That, if you don't come, we're not sending you any more money. I was like, oh dear, I need to travel to England. So and then when I came here, I think my expectations of England was quite different. I thought I'd get here and life will be so simple. But when I got here, I realized, oh wow, I'm gonna have to work for my money. I'm gonna have to work now. I'm no longer that child who I was in South Africa, where you're an adult when you're 21, whereas here you're kind of an adult when you're from between the age of 16 and 18. You're expected to be independent in a way. So then I started working in factories, packing boxes. Those were my first jobs whilst I was studying as well at the same time. So I completed my business degree, a business diploma. And when I completed that, I realized that maybe it might take me some time to actually get to where I want to be. I want to have my own business at some point. I don't have an idea at the moment. Why not do something else which will hopefully at some point get me to that place? And from then onwards, I've kind of reconnected with my passion. I found this and I thought, actually, I've always wanted to go into business. So when I come across someone who's struggling with skin issues and I'm listening to that and I'm thinking, okay, this is how I can help you. Let's work on this together. I came across someone recently who has an allergy with coconuts. They can't use anything that's got coconuts in it. And when we researched on the ingredients, there's so many products that have coconuts, which we don't realize. They don't actually say coconut on there, but they've got loads of coconut derived ingredients in there. So we've been working through that. So those are the things that I think connect me to the social work and also being the businesswoman making these products as well.
I love this. I love how you tied the story, because you talked about when you're young and the freedom that you felt going to the village. And I remember before we were starting, when we were just having a chat, because I was asking you, I was like, why Uhuru? Right?
That's where it comes from.
Right? I mean,
that's where it comes from.
Maybe for those who don't know, maybe what does Uhuru mean? Not to assume that everyone knows.
Okay. Uhuru means freedom in the Swahili dialect. I chose the name Uhuru because Uhuru resembles, to me as a South African, it resembles freedom. So obviously a lot of people know we'd gone through the era where there was apartheid in South Africa, and in 1994 we kind of came out of that place and we were free, basically. So that has always resonated with me. I've grew up in that time where all that was going on, and that 1994 when President Mandela was made president. So and then there was a song that we used to sing, which is no not yet Uhuru. You know, there was a song, we used to sing that song just to remind us that it's not yet freedom. But now we are talking about we've got the freedom. So it kind of resonates with natural ingredients as well. So that when you're using natural ingredients on your skin, you are free from all the chemical and toxic ingredients which are created by mainstream companies out there. So you know, this is what I want people to learn, is that you when you're actually using natural products, you feel free. You know, you're free, you're relaxed, that you know that it's coming straight from nature. There's nothing else that's been added to it.
No, I love that. And I feel like I've connected with you just a little bit more, because I also came because my mom was a social worker and I did not want to come. And I was 17, about to turn 18. It's like,
wow,
the clock is ticking. Either you're coming or you're staying in Zim. So, you know, so I feel like I'm
connected.
I feel like I've got an extra connection with you. But yes, so just going back to that, the products, because this is what I was really excited about, right? Because I said that when I first met you, you were doing a formulation class. First of all, I didn't know what formulation was until you told us, right? So I see that we've got some products here. Like I've been peeking, and I've been like wondering, what do we have? So so what are you going to show us today?
Well, today I want to show you how to make a lipstick. Because I know us women love our lipsticks, as you can tell the colors here. It's important that, you know, it makes us feel good as women, makes us stand out, gives us confidence. So I want ladies to learn how to formulate a lipstick, a natural lipstick, and to know that you can actually formulate a lipstick yourself. You can make one. You don't need to rely on the mainstream big companies who tell us that lipsticks need to be made in a certain place, in a certain lab. So yes. So I've got all the ingredients here. I've got just natural and organic ingredients. That's all we're using today. What we have here is a plant extract. So this is a color, it's sort of brownish color, but it's a natural plant dye, which we'll use for this lipstick to give it some color. We've also got some castor oil in there. You do need a bit of castor oil to add in your lipstick to give it that nice feel. I've got that there. And then in here, I've already made the base for our lipstick. As you can see, it's we've got some shea butter it's cocoa butter. I've got some cocoa butter in here, and some jojoba oil, and some essential oil. So the essential oil I've got in here is peppermint oil, and I've also got some I think that's it. Oh, some vitamin E. So I've got vitamin E in here. So it's already mixed. So all I'm going to do is melt this down and then add it into our formula. And then the rest of the ingredients here is different essential oils that you can try out when you're making your lipstick. So such as I've got vanilla essential oil. Most women like vanilla essential oil because it's got that natural smell, beautiful vanilla smell. Cocoa butter, for those who do not, you know, I've never seen natural raw cocoa butter. This is it. Wow. This is it. This is cocoa butter, which is already melted, obviously, in that jar. And hopefully this is what we're going to be making. So yeah, stay with us. So like I said, we are making lipstick. So we are only using plant-based ingredients because I'm all for using plant natural ingredients, no animal formulated or mica powder. We're not using any mica powder. So we've got a plant-based powder here, which is called catch extract. So this is what we're going to use to put some color into our lipstick. It is sort of a reddish brownish color, so we'll see what comes out from it. I've got some castor oil, and I've already mixed my base, which is a base of cocoa butter, vitamin E, peppermint oil, and some jojoba oil as well. So we'll start with measuring our base because we just want to make a few bullets of lipstick. We don't want too many lipsticks. So it's always good to make your base so that you're only playing around with color than making a base all the time. So I make a lot of base and then I only take a little bit at a time just so that I can test it out and see whether the color, the ingredients are working with what I want to do. Okay, so I'm just gonna get some of it and when you're measuring small quantities of formula, you use a different kind of scale. So you don't use the normal kitchen scale that you'll find in what you call it. Your normal kitchen scale. So you use a jewelry scale. They call them jewelry scales. So they measure down to 0.01 grams. So you need that kind of a scale. Once you've measured in your base, I then need to place it into a water bath. So just so it melts down the butter and oils.
I don't know why I thought you'd actually just put the formulation like you'd put it in the water.
Oh no!
So it's a good thing that you don't straight.
No, you don't actually put it in the water. The water is just really, it's a water bath. So it's just to melt the oils and the butter. So it's all done.
Yeah.
So next up, we've already measured these two ingredients together. So I'm just gonna mix that up now. So
and by the way, what's
so this is castor oil.
Okay, right.
And it's also got one secret ingredient which I can't share, which is already mixed into the castor oil. And then we've also got some powder, the powder that I've just the extract that I've added already. The color, that's what's gonna give us the color. But I guess, when people sign up for the formulation course, they'll get to know all the ingredients that are put into the product.
So tell us about the formulation course.
So the plan is that, from April, we will be launching our first formulation course, which will be done online. People can start actually signing up onto the waiting list, which is on the website. So I've got a waiting list on there. Sign yourself up if you're interested. You can also, whilst you're waiting, you can join my formulation group, which is on Facebook. It's called the Formulation Room. So they can also join on there. And that's where I share most of what we're doing, the different formulations, different information about natural skincare and what's happening in the natural world. So that's where you can find us.
As well.
So, yes, you can be virtual as well. You mean the formulation class?
The formulation class,
Yes, that will be virtual. The formulation course will be virtual. But also, I don't have physical ones yet.
Okay.
Yes, we'll all be virtual. Hoping in the future we might have some few physical classes.
All right.
So we need to set our timer to get this mixed properly, because you need to break down the extracts, the plant extracts, which we'll put into our formulation when it's all melted. As you can see, this is mixing, the oil is mixing with the extracts and the other ingredients. So this is what we have to do before we actually mix it into the butters and the oils. So it really blends in well, basically. So so this would take 5 minutes, but we've got 2 minutes left, so not long now. When it's all done, then I'll mix it in.
So if people want to, like I said, I met you like at an event. If people want to have you, come and do a private formulation class, can they do that? Can they reach out to you? And
yes, if people want to do private formulation classes, they can. Because we do have a waiting list on our website, so it's Uhuru botanicals.co.uk. So we've got a waiting list on the course section of the website, where people can now start signing up, just to make sure they get a space on the way on the course, because we will obviously have a limit of how many people are taking. So the course will be released in April, and that's where. But before then, you can still join our Facebook group, which is the Formulation Room, where you can come and hang out with like-minded people who are also waiting for this course and wanting to learn more about natural skincare and hair care and using natural ingredients, and also learning more about what's happening in the natural world. Yes, so
oh no, that's I'm looking forward to April, and we'll put links as well, so if you're watching, there's links at the bottom to the Formulation Room.
Thank you very much.
And the like. Okay. I'm loving the color.
Yeah, I think it's mixed. It's mixed. It's all mixed up now.
Okay.
I'm just gonna switch that off. Great. Put it there. So as you can see, it's all blended together. Great.
Ooh,
okay.
lovely. Ooh.
So it's got a brownish kind of dark reddish color. Yeah. Which is what we really want to yeah. That's the end product. That's what we want to see.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so I'm going to add this into our oil. So if you come over this way and I will show you how it's done. So you have to do it this way, not the other way. So you have to disperse the powder into the oil. Otherwise, if I was to actually add the oil, take it out of this hot water bath and then add it in, it will quickly solidify. So I need to make sure that it's done whilst it's in the water bath. So it all mixes better, basically. Yeah. So so now I just mix it all up, make sure it's all mixed well. As you can see, it's all melted. All those butters and oils have all melted.
Yeah.
Great. So we're gonna come back this way. So how did you find the formulation session that we had?
I absolutely loved it.
Great.
Because you had the shea butter, was it shea butter? It was
shea butter, yes.
Shea butter, and then you sort of told us that, okay, you can mix lavender, like you can play with the different essential oils. So it was really fun because at first, like, you smell them and you're like, ah, but then when you mix them, you're like, oh, wow, nice. And I told you I still have the formulation butter. So like I literally, like, I use it and I enjoyed it, and it's something that I would definitely want to do. Wow. Honestly, like, I really enjoyed it. I really, because remember we were all now fighting for the mixer for the blenders. We're like, oh. So no, I absolutely love it. And it's therapeutic as well.
It is. It's so relaxing. Yeah. And it goes back to that thing about giving yourself freedom, you know, as I always say, as sometimes as a mom or a working woman, we are always busy with doing other things for other people. Yeah. So actually sitting in your own formulation space and formulating your own products, it gives you that kind of freedom to just relax and think about yourself and what you want and think about your life. And it's more like taking yourself. It's self-care. Yeah. You know? No, I want that.
I would 100% recommend. 100%. I loved it.
That's great.
Which is why I'm here today, because I was like, I need to follow up with this.
You need to know more. Yes. So I'm gonna let it cool. Okay. Right. And then we leave it for a few minutes to cool. Then we pour it into our I'll bring it to our mold. So this is our lipstick mold. Right. So we're gonna pour it in here, and then we will leave it to cool either in the fridge if you want to cool it for a bit longer, or you can just leave it out for maybe about 15 minutes. It cools, and then you can lift your lipsticks from there. So I'll show you how this is done. There we are. There we are. There's our lipsticks. They have come out. So as you can see, our lipsticks are all done. So we're gonna get this one into a mold. So all I do then is just relace it, and then I put it through here. Oops, keep this together because we don't want it to crack. There we go.
Oh, lovely.
There we go.
Wow.
This way.
Oh.
Maybe use this side.
The science of it.
Yeah. So there we go. The lipstick is done.
Wow.
As you can see, it's all done. A plant-based lipstick where I've used cocoa butter, I've used vegan, forgot to mention that I've actually used a vegan wax as well to actually make this lipstick, and a few oils which you've seen me mixing. So that's all it takes to make a lovely lipstick for yourself. So I'll enjoy this later on. So thank you very much.
Oh no, man, this is fantastic. You know, I'm angling to be like, can I take this with me? But no, like, thank you thank you so much for inviting us here. You guys heard, like, we've seen the science behind it. I really appreciate it. We've got the formulation classes coming up, and I just love your story. I love the Uhuru story, and we can't wait to be part of it, see it grow. You know, see you talked about boots, you know, Harrods, is it Harrods?
Yeah, Barrett's.
I try not to pronounce places that I can't afford. So
Harrods, yes.
Harrods, you're gonna be there. So, but Neo, it's been fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
It's been lovely.
Thank you so much. Thank you.